And Mike, I know you've been this has been something that you've been on for a minute now, is the Cowboys have to deal with this part of it. And after watching just a few games, I just started watching San Francisco a little bit.
Right.
I'm really like, I know their defense has some physicality to it.
Okay.
I get that. But Kittle is also a physical tight end. Like, he loves contact. And Deebo Samuel will truck you. And their running backs are very physical. They're physical on the offensive line. And when we look at the Cowboys, do we think of them all as Micahs? Because I think Micah is a very physical player.
Right.
I think Tank is a physical player.
Right.
I think I've seen Randy Gregory, he's speed. There's a lot of speed that comes with him. And then when he gets to the point of impact, there's some physicality that comes along with it. But he also put on some weight this year and everything. I think Jaron Kearse is a physical player. I don't think Jordan Lewis is afraid to back down whenever it comes time to tackle. I think Anthony Brown likes to tackle too. But this is a different opponent, I think, physically from the offensive and defensive side than the Cowboys have seen. Do you think they are prepared for this type of physicality? And on top of that, how do you prepare yourself for it if you're not usually that kind of a team, if you are a finesse team?
You have to know the battle you're going into. And you cannot use that as your strength. You're going to have to use your speed as your strength. The Cowboys defense is built off of speed. This is a good Dallas Cowboys defense. If you're going to try to, I'm going to be more physical than them, but you physically can't. I mean, Corey, you're bigger than I am. If we're just going to try to push each other, you're going to beat me. You're bigger than I am.
Yeah. That's
so
science. Yeah.
I have to figure out another way on how to beat you. So that's Dan Quinn's job. That's the defensive coaching staff's job. That is the player's job, is to go, okay, if they are more physical, or another way to put it, somewhat stronger than I am I faster than he is? And the answer to most Dallas Cowboys defenders is yes, you are faster than the offensive tackles. You are faster than the guards in the center. You are faster, obviously, the linebackers than certain spots that you go against. Is how do I use that to my advantage? And now you're going to have to be physical at some point. It's football. You can't avoid contact, but it's one of these things where you have to look at, okay, what's their strength? What's my strength? Do I say their strength is my strength? Let's just see who wins. Sometimes that's the deal. But sometimes, like I think DeMarcus Lawrence, to your point, he can say, no. We can get into a brawl here, and I'm going to be just fine with my strength. Randy Gregory can't do that. I get he's put on weight. Yeah. I get he's stronger. He's stronger than he's ever been in his career. But he can't say, I'm just going to run into you as hard as I can, and it's going to have fear in your body. Once I hit you on one of the first 2 to 3 plays, once I go right into you, offensive tackle, I'm sorry, I don't know their tackles' names, I'm going to instill fear in you because of my strength. That's what Reggie White does. That's what at times DeMarcus Lawrence can do. Mm-hmm. But that's not Randy Gregory. So how do I do this? I act physical, and then bam, I go right by him with my speed, and now all of a sudden he is off balance. He's wondering, how do I counter this? So that's the way I see it.
Cobra Kai. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and so look, our defensive tackles, who are way better than I ever thought they'd be this year, that's our lack of physicality, right? I mean, that's where teams kill us when it comes to physicality, is up the middle. They push us back, they knock us over, and they can create running lanes. Hell, Philadelphia just did it last week with their backups, or Saturday with their backups. Is there a way to stop that from happening? Because I know we're going to get into more of the running game tomorrow and stuff like that. Offensively, we are a team that doesn't like to get jammed up at the line of scrimmage. How do we do that? Obviously, I'm not a football coach. Man, I'm not a
Amari
footwork
Cooper
guy.
Has 1,000 moves.
Right, and Coop has a lot of moves. He's trying to teach CeeDee Lamb those moves. And then when it comes to our offensive line, I'm scared I don't think we're going to be able to run the ball. When I say that, like last week, I believe LA Rams averaged 2.4 yards per carry on like 27 carries.
Okay.
It wasn't like they just handed it off 12 times and say, we can't do it. They kept trying to hand it off to a few different people, and it just wasn't working because San Francisco is just a physically gifted team on their front line. So I don't know when it comes to that, Is it running to the outside? Is it, because it's a playoff game now, is it putting CeeDee Lamb in the backfield 5 to 7 times and trying to run around those guys? Hey, maybe we'll pull. Maybe we'll create space. Maybe we're not going to try to run in between the tackles.
Maybe we're passing out of the backfield.
We know,
with CD.
We know that, maybe so. Yeah, are you talking about like try to get him on a linebacker type of deal, the way they use Deebo Samuel? Yeah. Maybe you do that a few times and to confuse them going, hey, that's fine. We'll have a cornerback guarding Ezekiel Elliott, and we're going to try to put a linebacker on CeeDee Lamb to create mismatches, stuff like that. Maybe that's the way that you take their physicality out. But it's going to be a chore. This is not a good matchup. This is a Denver Bronco-like team, and we struggled tremendously against the Denver Broncos because of the physicality and the bully nature they played. We want it to be a clean, up-tempo, fast game.
Yeah.
That's why the Cowboys like playing speed. That's why Dak likes speed, as in let's get to the line and let's keep playing, because the more tired they are, the less physical they are, and you're using more technique and speed than you are physical brute strength.
Yeah, no, there was a time when the Cowboys' offensive line was the bully.
Right.
And Travis Frederick had a lot to do with it. Travis Frederick had a mean streak, man. The nicest guy you'll ever talk to, but when he's on the football field, it changes. But they had, they were a bit of bullies, and that's, again, Kevin and I discuss this all the time when it comes back to the Dez caught it moment. Mike and I were at the same game at that time, but we always believed that had you gotten past that team, you had the ability to beat Seattle because you'd already proven y'all can't stop us from what we want to do earlier in the season.
When you bully a bully, and that was Seattle's team back then, just like in real life, it's like, wait, I'm not the strong one anymore?
That was Cam Chancellor tried to tackle Zeke at a preseason game, and Zeke trucked him. And then Zeke said, bring it on, come back for more. And you're right. The mentality of that bully was everybody's afraid of me. My dad always said this about Michael Irvin. When Michael Irvin was at his best, it was because guys lined up across from him and were like, F, this is Michael Irvin I have to deal with today. But when he lost that extra thing that made him Michael Irvin, it was a little bit different.